Howdy folks, Russell here, day 133 from the beginning of my broadcast out into the wide world. Now, it's been over a week since I've done a broadcast. I'm sorry about that. We at the house have been doing some remodeling. We're redoing one of our bathrooms, and that, of course, is very time consuming. And so I have been occupied with that all week. Still got a couple more, weeks perhaps of afternoons and whatnot to get that finished. But I at this point I'm able to take a little time out and get back to my broadcast, which I really enjoy doing. I hope everybody enjoys seeing it. If not, I'm still enjoying doing it. So I've come out to the shed. Now I've worked a little bit on this and a little bit on that. Now I know, I did a broadcast about 2 weeks ago, and I said I'm not going to start one more thing until this sword is done. Well, y'all, it turns out that hydro dipping a sword makes it take a long time to dry. So last Thursday I dipped the sword, dipped the blade, and made it look like that. Got a whole video on how I did that. I think it looks pretty snazzy. I'm not sure. I may, take the paint off of the edge right there probably so that the metal shows. I'm still thinking about that a little bit. Okay, but when I got done with the hydro dip, I had to dry, then I had to give it a top coat to help hold it on and stabilize it. Well, that just reacted with the slow drying paint already, made it dry much, much slower. So basically it's been hanging up in the summer heat, trying to dry. And now I finally got to the point where I'm like, okay, that right there, which has got a little texture to it, a little scale kind of a thing. It doesn't always happen with hydro dip. It did this time, but I'm thinking it adds to it, and I'm not going to try to change it. Okay, but anyway, it's finally dried after over a week and some top coat and this and that. So what I have done, I've gone ahead tonight and wrapped the handle in my lovely red 550 cord. Now, this little business right here, that's just holding it in place while the adhesive, which will be stabilizing this, dries. So I did that, and this weekend I expect I will get the leather that I have, and I'm going to do the twist on the rest of the handle and secure that in, and I will be done, but not just yet. So that's one little thing I was working on. So another thing that I did start working on, it's a project. Y'all have seen my battle clubs that I have done, and I have a few of them. There's one right behind me, right there. I'm gonna, like I said before, I'm gonna make a line of these. I'm gonna try to sell them. Perhaps somebody will decide to buy them. But I have to have, a set of them to do that. So my daughter, Crystal, is a fabricator too. She has her own aesthetic. She does more jewelry and sewing things than me. But her stuff is very nice, and me and her decided we're going to collaborate on a piece. Now, we've never done this before, but I'm pretty excited to see how it's going to work out. But what we're going to collaborate on is a battle club. Okay, now I think, most of the battle clubs that I've made so far, I'm not saying that only men would want to tote them around. I mean, there's some women that would just love the hell out of carrying the ones that I've made, but there's other women that might want a fantasy weapon. It turns out that, you know, in the anime and the what have you, fandom, uh, girls having a fantasy weapon these days is kind of fashionable. So, me and her's going to collaborate on a battle club. Now, this is the start of the battle club. This is not actually put together yet. Got some galvanized pipe, nice blade right there. I've come up with this design. I think it's pretty darn snazzy. Got this side right here that you could whack someone with, and you got this side right here that you could also whack someone with. Of course, I don't condone violence, but this is, you know, right here, here it is. So that's going to be, this is, you know, very, very, very rough draft kind of a thing. It's got kind of a, you know, an axe, kind of a saw blade on a stick, kind of a, what do you call it, a scepter sort of feel to it. You know, you could see some mythical creature person having something similar to that, perhaps. So this is way from where it's going to be when it's finished, but that's the one that I have started, and it's going to be painted, it's going to be decorated, it's going to be connected together, because it's not right now. And so that's going to be a collaboration, and me and her are going to put them both on our sites that we sell stuff on and see who jumps at that one. I'm pretty interested to see the response on that one when it gets done. So I've got a battle club back here that's almost done. I got one over here that's halfway started. I'm going to get to that soon. But of course, I keep getting ideas whether I'm building anything or not, and so had an idea of a implement that can go with my post-apocalyptic gear kind of setup, and so this one bounced around in my head for about 4 weeks, and I decided I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I had an old Kurkuri. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Gurkha Kurkuri is a weapon from India, I believe. It's a large, funny shaped knife. This is kind of the shape of the blade right here. Now, I already have been messing with this and cut the handle off, so no handle, but that's the blade. Okay, right there. And usually it's got a little round handle that's made out of water buffalo horn, you know, and a little butt on the end of it, the shape of a tiger face and all that good stuff. And I got this one back when I was actually in high school, traded it from somebody, and they didn't like it. They didn't want it. This is actually probably a fairly old knife, but it was all beat up and bent, and you know, if it ever had any, you know, historical value, it was done gone. And I thought, you know, this is just a thing that's around my house. You know, I love the style of the blade, but I'm never gonna do anything with it the way it is. So why don't I do something with it? Haha! So I decided I cut the handle off, and I found this lovely old flat wrench. See, that is a 1 1/16 wrench. I don't know what this particular kind went to at one point, but I found it in, you know, stuff, and there it is. So I'm going to make this the tang, for this. Probably cut that off just a little bit and put that on there. And I'm going to leave the wrench part on the bottom, and that's going to be a little something like that. Since I do have a little access to a welder now, I'm going to do that. But now, wait, there's more. So, if this is the handle, okay, as it's going to be, this is going to be the hand guard for it. Okay, it's going to be a little something like that, with this right here on the end of it. It's going to be a little something like that. It's going to have a little wrap. It's going to have a wrapped handle. And not sure just what else exactly at this point. But that's the pieces. I've already got, the pieces. I found this little saw blade at a yard sale. And I cut it in half. And I'm going to put both one saw on each side of the tang. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be pretty snazzy. So that's coming up. I don't really have anything else to talk about just now. But sword should hopefully be done this weekend. I'm going to be working on some battle clubs. And this knife will come in before too awful long. And I still got to work on my dang bathroom. Because, we ripped it all the way down to the floor joists and building it back up. Fun. Anyway, everybody have a lovely, lovely, lovely day, weekend, etc. And I will talk to y'all later.